Hello and welcome to the latest episode of The Insider, a show designed to clue you into the biggest news, announcements and events inside the video games industry, discussing with you the things you may know, some things you may not, and the glue that holds it all together is a bit of my own opinion. My name is Paul James. Without further ado, let's kick off another episode.
Hey, Pikmin!
So Hey Pikmin is a really low-key game that's coming in the space of the next month and a half to the 3DS. Why is it low-key? Because it's coming to the 3DS. A console that people have kind of moved on from in favour of the Switch recently, in terms of the popular opinion. But there's lots of promising things in this game that people need to sit back and take notice of. There's a theme I'm going to be discussing in this episode, just a simple one called the more things change, the more things stay the same. Check out these points to come to see exactly what I mean about that. So the first point for today is a contextual one. Basically, it's how we got to this situation in the first place. Pikmin, or Hey Pikmin specifically, has followed the same narrative thread in every single game. Captain Olimar, our hero, has crash landed upon a mysterious planet that just so happens to be infested with Pikmin. Nothing changes in this particular case. The difference is, in the past, you were looking to collect resources, bits and pieces of Olimar's ship that he would bring back, and that would help you reconstruct the ship and allow you to leave the planet. Difference in this case is you've got to collect a resource called Sparklium. You need 30,000 units of the resource, and you're going to use the Pikmin and the planet. You're going to make friends with them. You're going to use them to help collect all these resources and then bring it back to your rocket, fuel the rocket, and get it back off the planet again. This quick clip will give you a little bit of context as your day-to-day adventures in Hey Pikmin. Point number 2 for today, the daily grind. Now, despite being a 3DS game, and despite being a 2D platformer, Hey Pikmin still possesses many of the aspects that we've come to know and love about previous Pikmin games, up until now. Red Pikmin, they're still resistant to heat. Blue Pikmin, they'll help you swim underwater. Yellow Pikmin, they resist electric shocks. Rock Pikmin, might get the idea here, you can toss them at obstacles, they'll break through it for you. And Pink Pikmin, well, they fly, and they can help carry you across large expanses, or they might be able to lift up particular objects, get them out of your way so that you can pass under. The collection of each of these different sorts of Pikmin is going to be pivotal to the progression that you might make during the game. It's very easy to collect a lot of these different Pikmin. Olimar himself has a whistle that he blows, and if there's a Pikmin in your area, it's coming to you. And it's on your side, and you can use it for whatever puzzles or problems you may soon encounter. Point number 3, resource collection. Now, in past Pikmin games, all you've needed to do is collect the different components of Olimar's ship and bring them back, with the aid of the Pikmin, to rebuild the ship, and that would allow you to progress and eventually complete the game. Take your rocket and leave. The difference is in this case, or so it seems anyway, is that the rocket itself is intact. What you need is this Sparklium that we spoke about before, 30,000 units of it in order to finish the game. Now that Sparklium can come from anything. You can find batteries scattered around the planet that are worth, say, 100 Sparklium. You can find NES cartridges. They're worth Sparklium. You can find computer processors. They're worth Sparklium. Collecting all these resources, as well as finding just Sparklium elements out in the world, are what's going to help you very quickly amass a large pile of Sparklium and allow you to progress further in the game. Point number 4 is all about those who've been left behind. Not every Pikmin is going to come with you on each adventure you make. Sometimes you're only going to need a band of blue ones, or red ones, or yellow ones, or whatever it is that you may need, dependent on the puzzles that you now face. Those that don't come with you stay in a place called Pikmin Park. So it's important to rescue any and all Pikmin. Try and be very conservative, play it safe, don't let any die in your adventures, because when they're at Pikmin Park, they can scavenge and scrounge up more Sparklium that's just lying around. They just find it, and it adds to your stockpile while you're off doing your own thing. It's a great way to keep building up that Sparklium pile whilst doing your day-to-day adventure.
The Pikmin who survive an expedition continue to search for Sparklium while Olimar heads back out. Keep as many Pikmin alive as you can. We have quotas to meet.
The fifth point for today, and it couldn't really be anything else, is amiibo support. Not a single Nintendo game goes by anymore, except ARMS, without there being a ton of amiibo support featured in the game. In the case of Hey Pikmin, that means that when you tap a Mario amiibo, for example, a Mario amiibo actually appears in the game. The Pikmin collect it, bring it back to the rocket, and there's a bunch more sparkling for you. If you tap the Pikmin amiibo that comes with the game, day and date, then basically what you get there is the ability to call in a bunch of Pikmin. If you find yourself in a tight pinch, you don't have enough Pikmin to necessarily get through a particular puzzle, or you don't have enough Pikmin to defeat a certain enemy that's right there, and it's causing you a bit of grief, tap the amiibo, select the option in the menu that appears, a whole bunch of Pikmin rain down and help you out. It's a great little bailout if you're in a pinch.
Amiibo! When you tap it during a level, you can call for backup Pikmin.
So, I spoke about a theme in this particular episode. The more things change, the more things stay the same. Now, I've brought to you 5 different points about Hey Pikmin, and most of those I would hope that you realised are still fairly similar to what we've come to know about and love about the franchise. So, despite going to 2D, the 3D components are still there. We're still collecting different Pikmin. We're throwing them at obstacles or enemies to help us progress. They've got different types and elements, and that's going to help us progress. There's much that's still the same about this game, despite the fact that now we're not collecting rocket parts, we're collecting Sparklium. Despite the fact that it was once 3D, now it's 2D. If you're a Pikmin fan and you love the formula that's been established over the journey, this game doesn't deviate too much from that, and it might be really worth exploring. If you're someone who hasn't messed around with Pikmin in the past, if you like what you're seeing here, maybe it's worth considering.
Hey Pikmin and the new Pikmin amiibo will be available July 28th.
So that concludes another episode of The Insider. The Insider is one show that's available at the Player 2 YouTube channel, but it's not the only one. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel so you can catch up with weekly episodes of Patched at the Video Games Club. You'll also see weekly Player 2 Plays videos that pop up on weekends, and a whole bunch of trailers as well. Make sure to visit player2.net.au where you can catch up with all the awesome written content. As we speak, there is this awesome month of JRPG July content that's really worth exploring, especially if you're a fan of the genre. For any more, please make sure to go to Player2AU on Twitter, PaulJamesP2 on Twitter, and until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.